Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another DISGAEA RPG video. As I explained in another video, I'm not sure when I release these because I've done a few videos at the one time and they might come out of order. Don't worry too much about what's going on over there just now. I'm just grinding up some stuff and may as well have some footage on the screen rather than having still footage. When it comes to talking about this unit's super attacks, I will replace that footage with the super attack animations. But for now, we are going to talk about the next unit that you can look at summoning, and that is going to be Halloween ARTINA. Before we go in and talk about ARTINA, if you haven't already, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below, which is becoming ever increasingly more important because YouTube are deciding not to push the DISGAEA videos anymore, so we need to make it look like the videos are more interesting so that more people can see them and more people can potentially pick up this great game. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do, I feel it's such a show, is press that little bell that's somewhere. Right, just hit that little bell and then that way you will be notified when new videos are posted. So today we're going to talk about Halloween ARTINA. Halloween ARTINA is actually a character that I really like the look of. I like her design. It's kind of like a sort of a Little Red Riding Hood type nurse dress, because obviously she was a nurse, then she's an angel, but this dress gives me sort of a Little Red Riding Hood vibes and I quite like it. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll talk about Halloween ARTINA. A bloody angel descends on Halloween night. ARTINA provides the costume and props for this spooky night. The blood is fake, obviously. ARTINA, despite in her picture having a gun and an axe, she is only having 40 for one of those units, so one of those items, sorry. So you are not going to have your first dual 40 character. She is an axe 40 character, and she is of the king class. So if you're someone who is building up your units, you would want to know that, and she is a king unit, okay? She has two stats that stand above any other, and it's attack and resistance, which are both equally high. The rest of her stats are not as high, but her attack and her int are fairly decent. They're fairly beefy. So we'll go ahead and we will look on her skills and her abilities so that we can decide if she is worth it or not, okay? So, first of all, her leader skill, or her any 0 as you would call it, is called Halloween Boost. All humanoid allies attack plus 16%. I like it. I like skills that are tied to not 40, not weapon types, but just like humans or monsters. I like that, I must admit. So attack plus 16% to all humanoid allies, okay? Her next one is any 1, and it's called Magical Treat. Axe wielding allies SP plus 10% at the start of a unit's turn, okay? So that is axe wielding, not axe 40. We're starting to see a bit more variance where some are tied to the 40, some are tied to the weapon equipped. With this one, it is simply weapon equipped, okay? So anyone on your team who has an axe will get plus 10 SP at the start of turn, okay? So if you're looking to build that axe team, you can maybe now start thinking about doing it. Her any 5 is called Trick or Axe. Well, that's original. Self, damage dealt plus 50% at the beginning of turn with an attack buff, eh? Damage dealt plus 50% when beginning the turn with an attack buff. So if she's got an attack buff on her, she'll do 50% more damage. I'm thinking that's basically what that means. Some of the wording on this is like, I don't know if it's the wiki or translations, but it's just the way it comes across. But that reads like if she's got a buff, she's going to do 50% extra attack. Either that or she gives herself a 50% attack buff at the start of the turn. Not 100% sure, but again, if she's buffed by attack, is what I think, she'll do 50% extra damage. Her NE7 is Night of Terror. When a turn starts, attack down by 15% to the foe with highest attack, okay? There is some situations that could become quite useful. And to be honest, with that SP plus 10 for Axe allies, I mean, I'm guessing some people might start to think about running Axe teams, because she's not the only SP unit for Axe characters. You've also got Yukimaru, who could be put on a team, and that means between the two of them, you're getting a decent amount of SP for Axe characters, which is decent. No complaints there. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and look at her skills. At this point, these should be playing on screen for you guys to look at. But her first skill is called Halloween Party, which is SP 25 dropping down to 18. It is a party-wide buff, and it's going to be, it feels nice giving candy away on Halloween. A small amount of HP will be recovered, and you will get speed plus 3%. Okay, so speed buff with HP recovery. Forgot the word there. HP recovery is actually going to make a big deal. Pretty good, pretty good. Our next one is called Call Ghost, which is a G+, AoE, 25 SP dropping down to 18, so fairly low cost. Who are you going to call? More ghosts. Slightly reduced enemy buff effect. So she's going to do damage and she's going to reduce any enemy buffs, okay? Again, some situations where that could come in really handy. Her NE3 is an S rank skill, which is 70 SP dropping down to 58. It has a single target damage and it's also a single target debuff. Look out for blood covered nuns on Halloween, which is defense and speed down by 10%. So there's obviously quite a lot of situations where ARTINA could become very useful for you, depending on what you're playing, but I can see her being really good. Not only that, the skill itself, as well as that debuff, is also doing S rank damage. And if you factor in things like 50% damage dealt, she could do some good stuff. She could definitely do some good stuff. So let's go ahead and look at her magic spells. She has got Mahi, which puts the target into a paralysed state for 2 turns. She's got Armour Break, we know what that is. She's got Espoir, she's got Mega Armour Break, she's got Mahage, is that how you say that? Mahage? Puts the target into Forgot state for 3 turns. And Mega Mahi puts the whole party into a paralysed state lasting for 1 turn. So, looking at her kit, I would say that she is good. I think she kind of almost fills a need that we don't have. Yeah, we do have SP characters for axes, but not quite as high as that. So she is kind of ticking that box there. She's looking after herself when it comes to boosting attack and damage, which is also pretty good as well. She's got a good leader skill that kind of helps the whole team, which again I'm a fan of. She's even got a little bit of healing baked into her kit as well, which is obviously very good too. And if you factor into that she's doing high damage and she has like Mega Armour Break, the type of teams that you're going to have her on is when Mega Armour Break would become useful. So again, much like the other ones that I've done, I'm thinking this is quite a good unit. Again, I don't know how I'm releasing these videos and what order I'm doing it in, so I may have said this in a video you've already watched, but if not, I'll say it again just in case. Because of how much stuff is out this month, because it's Christmas and people are under pressure, we're having to buy gifts and stuff like that, I don't want to say if I think you should summon for a unit or if you shouldn't summon for a unit. So we're going to break tradition on this one, and rather than doing that, I'm just going to say if I think the character's worth it or not. This character will return. She'll return on a seasonal banner that has all the seasonal units, and it's Bolt Trend as well. They rerun these banners like 2 months after they first come out, so I'm almost 100% certain that in 2 months' time this banner will probably come back, okay? So rather than saying should you summon, I'm just going to say if I think the character's worth it or not, and I do. I think she's worth it. She's got a lot of stuff going for her. She fills a need on a team that currently doesn't have that need being filled. With having this unit, you could potentially look at running a more viable axe team. So I definitely do think that she is a unit that's worth picking up if you can. Again, if you're someone who's pay to play, you don't really need to worry about it. You can just jump on the paid banner and you'll probably get her first summon, because that's how those banners tend to be. But if you are a free-to-play unit, sorry, a free-to-play player, with the rest of the things that's to come in this month. This is literally the first banner that we've talked about. Sorry, there's still going to be a badass banner, another banner with 2 units, another banner after that with 2 units, and a platinum summon banner. There's just so much this month that I think you need to pick your battles. But if this is a character that you're really interested in, then yeah, of course you should summon, but it is going to come back. Just bear that in mind. It is something that's definitely going to come back. So again, guys, that's how I'm going to leave this one. I don't want to be too, yes, you should summon on these ones, because again, time of month and stuff like that, it's not really a good idea if you can avoid it. But as always, I'm Hayzink. Thanks for watching this one. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below. Like I explained at the start, it's becoming more and more important because YouTube is just deciding it's not going to show people these videos anymore. So I kind of need to get you guys to help me by commenting and pushing it back up the algorithm. But as always, dudes, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later. Peace.